Just quickly. Just.
So what's the man them saying? He's watching Love Island.
Come on,
boy.
Has to be done. I ain't gonna
Like,
lie.
Dammy, sort it out, brother.
Just quickly, innit? Cause this is not even why you lot are here, but I ain't never watched it in it. So just quickly, why should I
Never
be
watched
watching
it at all. Never watched this season.
Never watched it at all. Never watched. I've
He's
never sat down and watched an episode of Love
I
Island.
thought he's lying, you know. You know them man there.
Undercovers.
Now, right now it's Casa Amor and everything's going down, isn't it?
Who's that? Is that a couple? Casa
So basically, Casa Amor is when you go to a next house. You're coupled up originally with a girl.
Yeah.
Then you go to another house.
Okay.
And new girls come in.
Okay.
So the test is, are you going to go with the new girl or are you going to stick with the girl that you were before you went in there?
Out of all the men on there, what's quick one, yeah? Cause you could talk about going to a new girl, but how many of them have actually beat the girl they're with first?
My man's gone straight in for the
Because if you have, then it's a different. Then it's kind of hard.
Do you know what?
Switch up. If you haven't, then it's like, bro,
Honestly, this year I don't think anyone's beat anyone apart from
I don't know about
Tasha and
or maybe Paige and Jackson. Or
Yeah,
I was watching that one time, but the bed sheets were mad blood.
Yeah, it looked a bit mad. True.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be hard for me to switch over in that case. Yeah, not interested.
Nah, bro, watch it.
I said the
bet
same
you like
thing,
it, but you
fam.
come back and you're going to start the conversation with Love Island again.
I said the same
Ah,
thing.
you know what? I'm gonna watch it, yeah, and then we'll see. You lot will just know. If we start the conversation with Love Island next week, then I watched it. If we didn't, then nil point. What we saying on this debate, obviously, was talking about in the group chat. I said it weren't really debating, and we all started getting into it. Who's been the worst signing? Lukaku for Chelsea or Paul Pogba at the time, which was a world record fee?
There you go.
Was it? Yeah, it was. Or for a midfielder, innit?
Yeah,
'Cause
89 million.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh no, what was Ronaldo back in the day? 80.
Yeah, it's 80.
Yeah.
So world record fee, yeah, for Pogba for United. Who's been the worst signing? Chunks, it's your debut. You're
a Man United man as well.
Yeah, he's a Man United fan as well. Get that in.
Bro, for me, it's got to be Pogba, man. And I hate to say it, bro, because I still rate the guy now. Don't get me wrong. But for me, yeah, the way you came in, even just all the marketing presence and the whole thing, the amount of time you've had to influence the team, I don't know. It's too hot and cold for me. The Lukaku thing, for example, okay, he had one bad season, it went horribly wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like there was a lot more with Lukaku's thing where the team aren't playing to his strengths. I feel like him and Tuchel
Didn't he have that same problem at United?
You know what's crazy, yeah? First season at United wasn't... Okay, second season was the worst. His first season wasn't too bad. And for me, you have to understand, it's not like Lukaku hasn't done it in the Prem before. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
He's done it for smaller teams though, hasn't he? Everton and West Brom. I don't think he's ever done it for like a top club.
Yeah, because he didn't really do it at Chelsea before he left them originally.
Yeah.
Then he didn't really do it at Man U.
I don't think we should have let him go personally at Man U. I know he wasn't... We let him go. Didn't bring another striker in.
Control the ball at the time.
Nah,
his
he
confidence
couldn't.
was good.
He looked like a fridge, bro.
They have a thing about signing fridges, United.
You see, for me personally, I kind of think I would go with Pogba as well. The only reason for that is that Pogba. Yeah, do you know why?
You weren't even here when we had this.
What, you really think Lukaku was worse?
But let me go.
I kind of feel that Pogba's he's been there since 2016.
Right.
He's had a long time to adapt to the way Man United play. He was like the marquee signing as well. We expected big things. We saw in the cup final, World Cup final, he won it for them. Do you know what I'm saying? We've seen in the Euros that he's done it as well. But we saw it for Juventus as well. Do you know what I'm saying? He was a big time player, but for...
Bro, where was the leadership?
He won 2 trophies.
Bro.
People don't remember this, and I'm not digging here. Arsenal would love to win a Europa League. He done that at United. He also, was it Carabao Cup or FA Cup that you guys won? Carabao Cup as well. Yeah. Liverpool done that last season. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I wasn't happy with it, because I was. Like, you don't know I was gassed when we won it. So it's like, cool. At the time, we're looking at it like this. Yeah,
but Carabao Cup, bruv, you're lying though. You weren't really that happy about the Carabao Cup.
The day we won it, I was gassed, bro.
Yeah, and you thought that was the lead on to you exactly quadruple.
Yeah.
To get me.
Yeah.
After that, it's just like, it's Carabao Cup.
Would you rather just won the Prem?
Another big team.
Of course, I would have rather won the Premier Carabao Cup. I was still happy that we won it, but no, I hear what you're saying. But 7 touches in 90 minutes. Before it was Christmas, he's talking about he wants to leave. Pogba's had a few years at Man United, and I'm pretty sure in one season he was you lot's top scorer in the Premier League. In one season,
he scored 13 goals.
There, you remember that season as well. So, like, what are we really talking about here? Because really and truly, they've signed him, and everyone knows he never played the preferred position that he wanted to play. We can say other stuff in terms of.
Yeah, bro. I 100% agree, because even when I just heard the excuse just come out just a second ago, bruv, about with Lukaku not playing to Lukaku's strengths, etc., yeah.
It's the same thing
I
for
feel like
Pogba.
the same you can say with Pogba, and I feel like the players that you've surrounded Pogba with as well aren't necessarily to the standard
Very
that
true.
United are used to being in that midfield either. So, and I feel like a lot of people want. I can see why there's frustration, because with the talent that Pogba has, there's a lot of people that wanted Pogba to grab a lot more games by the, by the scruff of the
Bro,
neck
that's my
and
problem.
stuff
There
like
was
that.
no leadership.
That's the,
Yeah.
And that's what I expect from
get
Pogba,
that.
fam.
So
But you see when people say
what
leadership-
I mean is, you've still seen over these years, he hasn't hit the heights consistently, but I still feel like for the money you paid, it is ridiculous business and whatever, however you look at it, in terms of the fact that you let him go for free, bought him, and then he's gone for free again.
Madness.
However you
Yeah,
look at
it's
it, that's going
madness.
to be ridiculous thingy, yeah? But for me, when we're talking about who's the worst, for me it's Lukaku.
Yeah,
But you know what? Lukaku popped for a little while, you know.
For a
Where?
little while. I mean, Pogba's popped in and out for United.
Where?
You know?
That's what
He's
I'm
never
saying.
gone
Pogba's-
through extremely
Pogba-
Hold up.
Yeah.
Do we all agree that we say that Pogba's a world-class player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he hasn't shown it in the Premiership for
All right,
about
right.
6 years.
Did we
6
see
years.
more
That's what made
world-class
me question.
performances from
I was gonna say, I
Pogba
don't
or
think
Lukaku? Because I saw none
I was
from
going to
Lukaku.
say,
I don't think he's world-class,
But you
though.
don't think you've seen
I don't hold him in that
any
esteem.
things from Pogba during his
That's a hard
stint, yeah, to show that, like, where he showed his level at any period.
Bro, that's
There's so many.
There's
There's so
been
many
moments
individual
where he
games.
showed-
So many
Yeah,
individual games.
100%.
Lukaku had zero.
I can't say that.
Lukaku had
man.
zero.
Individual games.
Zero
and-
at Chelsea.
and hang
Because
on.
that's what we're talking about.
Wait.
But to say as well, we're talking about who's the worst bit of business, bro. To spend 100 million on a player, yeah, they spent 90 and at least got
that's
5
mad.
years out of him, or 6 years,
2 trophies as
or
well.
however, and some trophies. So there was a bit of relative success and things like that there, yeah. All right, underachieved in his time at United.
Fair enough.
But Lukaku, bruv, to spend 100 million pound, you're the final piece
Oh, the jigsaw.
to winning the trophy. You're the
Yeah, but they
I've
didn't-
got
no, they didn't
Hang on,
treat him.
wait. I ain't finished. I've got unfinished business. Blah blah blah. 100 million pound, bro. And then come the end of the season, you're gone back on loan, big man, to the same club that you've just left.
Do you know what? One thing
Like,
I
that's
was,
ridiculous.
And he wanted to
For-
leave
for
before
9 million
Christmas.
or whatever.
one thing I'd say in Pogba's defense is the fact that something you mentioned as
Business-wise,
well,
that's ridiculous.
that he's never played at Man United with world-class players. Like, they surrounded him with Fred, McTominay. If you look at when he was at Juventus, he was next to Pirlo. Do you know what I'm saying? For France, he was Encante. Do you know what I'm saying?
But is that hiding? Is that him hiding though?
No,
Because my one is
because Henderson doesn't perform with Fred and McTominay next to him either.
But Henderson's Henderson, bro. This is Pogba.
No, but what does that mean though?
Bro, for me-
there's a lot of Busquets does not perform
Bro,
with Fred
for
and
me-
McTominay
for me,
next to him.
yeah.
He doesn't,
bro.
There's a lot of players. Kante don't perform with them two next to him.
bro.
De Bruyne doesn't perform with them two next to him. Like who really?
Nah, he still don't, bro. The thing, I think they still do, fam. Them man, they still grab
alright,
the ball.
you lot can- alright.
They still
So
grab the
what's-
ball by the
alright,
horns,
cool.
fam.
So, alright,
Pogba
cool.
goes missing
Alright,
for me,
so-
and that's
so-
what's worse because of the
alright.
talent that he has.
So
My one is,
2019
for me,
season-
mentality, bro.
Alright.
And for me, that's Pogba's biggest issue is mentality, bro.
That's fine, but break
Yeah?
down what you just said, bro. Let's go back to 2019 season, 2020, even last season, whenever you want it. You take Pogba out your team, yeah, and you play a 4-3-3 with Scott McTominay and Fred and De Bruyne as the other midfielder. What do United do? What more do they do with De Bruyne there and instead of Pogba?
Bro.
With that same midfield?
Bro.
Because
I think
they
Bruyne
would do
affects
more, you know.
Bruyne
But
affects
what do they
games
do?
on his own, bro.
What do they do?
Bruyne affects games on his own. For me, Pogba
Do they
did not
win- do they
affect
win any
games
more
on his
trophies?
own enough, bro. I think De Bruyne does more. Listen, I'm
Yeah,
not,
I
and
think-
you know what it is, yeah. Like, and I know this might be going back to old school and stuff, but one thing my dad always said when I played football, yeah, was look, yo, even if you man lose 10-0, it's not an individual game, but can you come off the pitch and really say, you know what, bruv, man's put a shift in. Man's done my battle. I've done my thing. For me,
I thought that was too easy to say on Pogba.
Of course. Listen, and I don't want to sound like I'm gunning him because I love Pogba, but for me, bro, sometimes it's frustrating watching the guy because you know he's got a bag of talent, but I just.
So if you're saying about Pogba, how can you not say that? You have to say that tenfold on Lukaku because that is a player with a lot of talent that turns up for Chelsea and says, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, but I don't.
Literally.
Bro,
Literally.
Chelsea didn't help him, bro. Chelsea didn't help him, bro.
Forget Chelsea
didn't help him, bro.
But he didn't help himself.
You don't sign a £100 million striker and don't
touches.
play to £100 million strikers.
Forget
way
that.
you're playing, fam.
I don't care what kind of striker you are. 7
that.
touches is not. I'm into this game, bro. There's literally no excuse.
But why did he get 7 touches? Are they feeding him?
Because you don't want the ball.
No, they don't give him service, bro.
I've seen Lionel Messi go to the fucking centre back when he's not getting the ball enough and get it.
But Lionel Messi wants the ball. You will go and drop, fam. Lukaku's an 18-yard striker.
If you want the ball, you'll go and drop. If you care that much, you don't leave the game with 7 touches against Crystal fucking Palace.
Feed your striker, fam. Feed your striker and he will score, fam.
Let me say one thing, yeah.
7.
There's
no excuse.
Chelsea bought him, yeah, for 100 million, yeah, and they haven't played.
You think he was getting more service at West Brom then?
Bro, you know what? You know what? You know what is? He was the centre stage at West Brom.
Right. And they haven't played to strength at Chelsea. Why are you going to buy
He was the man,
but you know,
he was the man at West Brom.
He's like a Haaland right now.
No, but Lukaku's a confidence player, fam.
He was the man.
He's a confidence player.
It's not about confidence player. He is, but he makes shit runs, bro. Like the real reason why Lukaku didn't score goals at Chelsea, which no one wants.
Bro, they're not playing for him.
So what was the?
Bro,
why did he flop at Man U as well then?
He didn't flop as bad at Man U.
What did he get in his first season? 28 goals.
Bro, I think at Man U he weren't too bad, fam.
First
season he was not bad, bro.
It was a lot.
Put it this way, at one stage, bro, he was in my fantasy team, brother, because he was scoring goals for United at one stage.
Confidence again, though.
Again, and my one is, if you're getting signed for 100 million, early on. Listen, okay, and at United, as much as that's why I don't have a go at Pogba too much, because at United as a club is rotten, so it is hard to perform like that.
But he had better performances in that rotten club than Lukaku.
But he had more opportunities, bro.
Bro, if we
under different managers as well.
He probably played better. Last season was Pogba's worst season at United. Yeah, he had a better season than Lukaku did.
You know what? He got 9 assists this season.
He had a better season than Lukaku did.
9 assists though, but.
I think he have like 7 in the first 3 games.
No, yeah, and then
we got 4 assists against Leeds.
And then man's getting injured. You're getting injured and stuff like that.
The problem with Pogba, I would say, there's not enough consistency.
Nowhere near.
Do you know what I'm saying? But one thing I'll say about both players, yeah, which is kind of eye-opening, is the fact that both of their best performances in a season have been under Conte. So when Lukaku was at Inter Milan, you know, he's playing under Conte. And when Pogba was at Juventus, he's playing under Conte. And that shows to me that Conte gets the best out of players. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Arsenal be worried. And that's something. Tottenham are coming.
No, fair bro. He does do it. And that, we could see that with Richarlison. He could start playing better because he's playing under Conte. He knows how to get the best out of players. I respect him for it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear that, but then I also think Pogba had some good performances under Mourinho, you know. He had like, the one that sits out of my head, I mentioned it earlier, that Man City game, he really grabbed.
But not enough.
We need to remember, they were 2-0 down. Man sprayed his head blue before the game. You know how much the media would have ate him up if he never came back, you know.
Bro,
and he did. He stopped fucking City from winning the league at the Etihad in front of United, bro. Lukaku has not, like, we're talking about what he's done at Chelsea. He's done literally nothing. Yeah. Pogba's won stuff. You can't compare the two.
Yeah, Lukaku flopped as well when he started talking. There was no need to start talking about I'm not getting played, I'm not this. Like, who are you? You need to relax. I think he came with his mentality from Inter Milan being a top guy. He went to Chelsea and he didn't show it.
Tuchel's got a system, bro. Like,
but why buy him though if he doesn't fit into that system?
That's all well and good, yeah. But you can at least like, bruv, there's going to be
a
time.
He did fit in that system. I think.
But I feel like there's going to be
shit. But I don't think
a time of adaptation, innit? Like, you can't just like, it's not all just about Lukaku, innit? Like, when you're at the top level, it's not like he's at a relegation bottom club where not much is expected and you can just like do what you want and results don't matter. Chelsea, from the very off, a lot was expected from them. So that's the thing. Tuchel was, every game he's got to try and keep up with Man City and Liverpool, what they're doing. He was trying to go, you know, point for points with them early on, and they were actually winning the league early stages in the league or whatever before they started getting injuries and whatever. So my point being, is when Chelsea were in it, like, I don't think it was necessarily like they've just won the Champions League, so it's not. This shouldn't just be about, okay, we've just bought £100 million striker. Now let's just play how he wants to play. It can't be that. It has to be. There has to be a bit of thing in terms of Chelsea play the way they play, and now we need to figure out how we can mesh the two together. And I feel like Lukaku jumped the gun because he wanted it maybe to be all about him and play into his strength straight away. When really what it was about was Chelsea maintaining their identity at the time, which was tried and tested had won them the Champions League the season before, and they wanted to try and go to challenge for the league this season. So it's like, why change what's working for them?
I wonder if
so they're
it's-
keeping at it, and they were trying to integrate it.
Yeah, I
And
hear
then
you.
obviously
I
it went pear-shaped.
I wonder if it is Tuchel's decision to actually go for him. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's another question.
I don't
I
know.
feel like they just needed a striker in it. And
I think Inter
He
needed the
was-
money as well. Inter needed the
Right,
money.
yeah.
And he was
Lukaku
familiar with
was
Chelsea. He
so
had
it just
unfamiliar
all kind of
business.
fit
Unfinished
in.
business. Yeah, unfinished business.
They looked
If
at
he could come
Haaland
back.
for a bit as well, didn't they? First,
Yeah.
That would
but then it proved like it was going to be a really difficult deal
that
to
probably
do
would have
that
been what they
summer.
would have
Alright,
preferred.
but-
So then they went with the Lukaku route.
Before we wrap up this debate, on the unfinished business, who done more business in the Premier League? It doesn't matter how long they stayed. Cause the debate was who was the worst signing, Lukaku or Pogba. So who answered more of their critics when they were for Chelsea or United respectively, Pogba or Lukaku? And for me, I'm going for Pogba, just based on he actually. I can say he answered more. He answered more critics in my opinion.
Time does play
So how would you put it?
a role in it, bro.
I'd just say like very much to the similar like
Talk to the man.
the question that was asked. I'd say very similar to like who's the worst bit of business or whatever, or who is the bigger flop.
Right, who's
I
the bigger
feel
flop?
like
It's
you-
Lukaku.
It's got to be Lukaku.
Nah, for me it's
Simple,
Pogba,
man.
and it's, the only
Or you
reason I
get bought
say
for
Same.
100 million and then or go on loan the very next season, compared to someone who's been there for 6 years, won things, had peaks and troughs.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For 6 years, I don't think we're talking about this world